the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Awesome to have you on board. Absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome to you. Welcome to you. Welcome to you.
You know, we do this every day,
Oh,
mate.
sorry.
You don't have to...
Great to see you guys. Imagine if, through an accident, you fell in love. I mean, is love an accident?
What, a car accident?
Well, you know, you're right, Ryan.
do you
It's
mean?
actually an accident that takes place, and all of a sudden, when you think your life might be over, something taps you on the shoulder. You turn around, and it happens to be love.
Ooh, you've got me. What a
so,
hook,
yeah.
guys. What
I
a hook.
can't.
Don't go anywhere. It's all in the podcast.
Well, that's why I said that.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to throw it out there. Have you ever walked out of work and never made contact again?
Ghost.
Like, have you done that? Ghosted your workplace?
Oh, it's not bad.
Be tempting to do, wouldn't it?
And never say goodbye to
And
anyone
nothing.
ever again.
Never to be seen, never to be heard.
I've done it from a few Nova events.
I think
but
that's
that was
called smoke bombing.
Yeah, classic
Yeah.
ghosty.
Doing a runner from friends is always fun to do at a pub, but this is a dream of mine, doing a ghosty at work.
13, 24, 10, get involved. One guy's done it. It was great. His payday came around, and normally he works at a cold meat centre, and the meat job, normally he gets paid $525
A week.
Yeah, and that's kind of what comes through, and he has a bit of a giggle, and off we go, and pizzas for Friday night.
Does he get free meat?
You would hope so. Maybe some pastrami.
What?
I thought you were going to say prosciutto.
Oh,
I thought you were
prosciutto.
talking more porterhouse.
Oh, mate, he
and
could
that
do a
kind of
porterhouse.
stuff.
They could
Yeah.
do all sorts of meats.
Well, and meat is expensive.
So true. So the 525, as he checked his bank account on the 15th of the month, he didn't have $525. He had $173,668. They'd paid him 330 times his wage.
Run for the hills, son.
By
Run.
accident. At this stage, police and everyone from work is looking for him. He's out. He's gone. See you later.
Oh, he's taken the money.
Oh, he's never to be seen
I
again.
thought he'd walked out never to see these people again because he'd fallen out of sorts with them.
What he has now.
well-
The police are after him. I don't think he's welcome back now.
This is the thing. With something like that, though, you've got to wipe everything in your life, where you live.
Yeah, you do.
Your
That's
family.
Is $173,000 worth? Is it worth? Like,
Starting
you just
again.
completely uprooting your life and going somewhere else and changing your name?
Well, maybe. I mean, it depends where he lives and
Yeah.
what the kind of basic wage is. Like, this could be more money than he will ever see in his lifetime.
So he almost needs to fake his death at the same time. So
Well,
you
it's-
need to get somebody in a car accident.
Well, I think
the car burns. They find a pinky, like I've always said, some proof of life, some proof of body. So you have a little bit of pinky. So you might have to chop a bit of his pinky off.
Yeah.
Put it in the car next to the fire and the crash scene, and then they're able to say, "Oh my God, yeah, that
I
was
think
him.
there's
He's
too
gone."
many clues. I mean, what a coincidence. He ends up with $175,000 in his account, and that happens to be the day that his pinky gets
You
cut
telling
off.
me he's got his pinky off for no reason?
I would do it, and I would have the decency to ring BJ just to say that I am doing it, and she good luck with the kids and stuff. But
She'll say, phew, thank goodness Dad's not coming
I
home.
was going to pay you that amount to leave as well.
If that was all it was going to take, I would have done it years ago.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Who wants a love story? You like love, guys?
Yep.
I love love. Jess, you got a bit of love, bed? Let's turn it up and celebrate when the hearts connect. This is actually an emotional story. Bring in the tissues, Tommy. I understand if anybody needs a tear. Let me tell you about Jenna and Mitchell. They went skiing. They went on a holiday. They were at Beaver Mountain in Utah.
oh, a beautiful part of the world.
Beaver Mountain,
Utah Saints.
Anyway, the holiday was going well, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Jenna did something unthinkable. She broke up with Mitchell on the holiday.
Oh, damn.
On the mountain.
Yeah, on the mountain. They had an emotional evening. Beds were separate. They had one final dinner, and that was it. Mitchell the next day wanted to go for a ski. He took off, put on the planks, and off he went. Unfortunately, on Beaver Mountain, it was very, very icy. Mitchell went off a jump, had a bad fall, landed on his head, blacked out. chop it out of there. Here's the thing. He woke up and he was okay, but his memory had failed him. The one thing he didn't remember was the fact that they'd broken up, that she'd dumped him.
Oh, what?
She was
Selective.
told not to put any stress on the patient.
Oh, so she couldn't jog his memory.
She didn't
I forgot what you had to do to memories. You jog memories. You don't jig them.
No, you jog through them.
So is that just for a day? He's lost his memory for a day.
Well, the 48 hours prior have been completely wiped. He has absolutely no idea that she broke up with him. So to him, things are normal.
Oh.
In fact, he came back as so kind and thoughtful that she decided to take him back. So never told him about the fact that they'd broken up.
Well, she probably felt bad as well. I've broken up with him. He's gone out for an emotional ski.
Yeah.
And he's had this horror accident.
Was there a Meatloaf element to this where he woke up and had an amazing voice?
I don't know if he could sing. No, Meatloaf does tell that
or
story.
Could he
was hit
speak
with
a
shot
different
put.
language? I know there's a few people that get hit in the head and speak a different language.
Foreign accent syndrome.
Yeah.
Can happen. Jess, that's where you look for the girl who worked for the Chinese restaurant. Anyway, that was 4 years ago. They're now married with a child. If he hadn't have gone out skiing and hit his head, then they wouldn't be together.
Funny how life turns out.
Oh, my God.
And if she breaks up with him again, he'll just throw himself off another mountain, I suppose, and just wake up and go, hey, we're back on again.
Do you remember Matt de Groot, who worked on the show? He had a story where one of his friends was
Never
in
heard
a
of him.
car accident. And he didn't know this. I mean, he'd been to school, but he wasn't that close with him. But Matt reached out to him and said, Matt, I'm so sorry. Hope you're holding up all right. He'd had a bit of a brain injury, but he was getting married. He then rang Matt back and said, because you've been my best mate for all these years. He wasn't. He just thought he was.
Why are you telling this story?
He asked him to be the best man at the wedding.
And did Matt say yes?
Yeah, he couldn't say no.
Well, you can say no.
I said, I don't even know you. I
You
don't
can
even really know
say
you, mate.
no.
You can't say no to a best man role.
Yes, you can.
Who's
Even
got
if you
head trauma?
13, 24, 10, if you've turned down a
role on a
in the
bridal,
wedding.
in a bridal party. You absolutely
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Do not take on a role that firstly, you don't think you're fit for, secondly, that you don't think you're entitled to, and you don't think you can live up to the expectations of. Get out now, grow some
Plums.
breasts.
But all you got to do is get up and say a few nice words about them. It's not that hard.
It is hard. There's a lot that goes into it.
Have you got the audio of the girl with the foreign accent syndrome?
It wasn't until I was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, she actually said, are you aware of the way you're speaking? And I said, I sound like I have a slur. And she said, no, you sound like you could work at a Chinese restaurant.
That's what.
Is that what
That's from
happened?
skiing. Yeah.
She's not Chinese, but she sounds like she could work in the Chinese restaurant.
Bat.
Butter.
Batter.
Butter.
Battery.
Battery.
Battery charger.
Battery charger.
That is incredible.
Isn't it? When I get a bit older, like when I'm sort of 65 or 70, I'd love foreign accent syndrome. There's another girl
what
who
would you
sounds French.
choose?
I don't know.
French. You be French for sure.
It makes me so angry because I am Australian. I am not French.
Katrina's given us a call from Sutherland. Can you say no to an invitation to be on the bridal party or be in the wedding, Katrina?
Absolutely, you can.
Yes, Katrina. Thank you.
Has it happened to you?
Yes, it has.
Okay, who
why
asked
did you say no?
So, just not to bore you with the whole thing, the groom was cheating, and I knew, and we could not tell the bride because, you know, she was one of this person, first love, the whole bit. Oh, he's the best man, this, that, whatever. So we just went, you know, no, not going to be bridesmaid. This is not. I'm just not going to support it. And she's like, but we've been friends since primary school, and how can you do this to me? And she was just so, you know, like upset, which is standard, which is understandable, you know.
Did you tell her why, though?
Well, we did later when she was divorced in 6 months.
Why did you tell
Okay,
her?
did he know why you'd said no? Did he know you knew?
Of course he did. Yeah, of course he did. And we tried to tell her, And she kept saying the silly things like, you're jealous. I'm not jealous of that gig. Why would I be jealous, you know?
Yeah, fair call.
And can I just say, within 6 months, did he get found out?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my God. And did you know the other person?
Absolutely. We had all gone to Greek school together.
Yeah, that's the danger of Greek school.
It's not the danger of Greek school.
But see, that's to be in the bridal party, I suppose. Best man or maid of honour. You can't turn down best man or bride. No way. You just can't.
No.
All right. What if Lynn McGrain just said, "Kate, I want you to be my maid of honour"?
What would you say?
She's not getting married.
Come on, Kate, let's have a
I
hens
don't even
party.
think Lynn is married.
What
Strap
about
a couple
Emily
up.
Simons? What about Emily? If she went, "Yep, no worries, Kate, I want you to be maid of honour," you're going to say no, Em? I would never do it.
I wouldn't.
Ada Nicodemo, what would you do?
No. Firstly, none of them are going to ask me. Emily's not getting married
Troy
again.
Cassadaly.
Yeah, what would you
He
do?
will never leave his gorgeous wife, Laurel.
No.
I'm not saying you have to marry Troy.
No.
You're just making a speech at
I
the
just
party.
think you can say,
You wanna hook up
know
with
what,
Troy.
that is so, I love that you have asked me, and for reasons that I can either explain or not, you know what, I would rather somebody else do it. I'd love to be there to enjoy the day.
Or Craig McLaughlin. No.
Do you know I have friends that aren't famous? In fact, I prefer them.
Well, it's a bit boring if I...
Where are you hiding?
What are the chances?
Well, you're making out like all my friends live in Summer Bay.
Don't they?
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How about the big party that happened over the weekend?
Oh,
Leonardo
such a good night.
DiCaprio
Was huge.
turned 50.
Still recovering.
We spoke about it yesterday. The lineup was massive. We were a bit perplexed by some of the invitees, but I guess you don't really know how people are connected. There was Paris Hilton. She turned up. She obviously didn't get the casual dress code instructions because she was covered in kind of head to toe silver sequins. But there was an Aussie partying with Leo until the early hours.
And
that
not
was
Margot Robbie.
She has the new baby.
Yep.
She has her priorities in check. Toby Maguire, his bestie, was there. But, of course, the Aussie who we love, Joel Edgerton,
Love Joel.
was also spotted at the party.
Is there anyone more cool and casual than Joel Edgerton?
I really like Joel on the occasions that I have
Superstar.
had the pleasure of meeting him socially. He's
He's a great man.
lovely and twinkly eyes.
I've told you my Joel Edgerton story.
Oh, that's right.
What did you kiss him?
So when I
he
went back
boned you, didn't
home,
he?
a local shopping centre where I grew up, it's called Colonnades. It's pretty dodgy, right? And for Christmas a couple of years ago, BJ runs out of the shopping centre going, "Oh my God, Joel Edgerton's in there." I'm going, "No, he's not. There's no way that he would be where I grew up."
No, it's some guy with
a
a
dump.
beard.
And so and he was walking with an old man, and I saw him in the distance, and he jumped into a car and drove off. And I've got Joel's number, and I text him. I said, "You're not down Port Nalunga way where I grew up, are you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "Is this where you're from?" He goes, "Oh, let's catch up." And I found out that he was down there for his wife's family, and they were down there for a family holiday. He must have gone home to his wife, and he said, "Let's catch up." And then I said, "Yeah, great, I'm not doing anything tomorrow." Ghosted me. Never heard from him since.
It's because he was at Leo's 50th, mate.
No, he was there with the family. She probably said, "We haven't come all this way." Was that Christine? Which one? He's only been married once.
Yeah. His
think
current,
so.
his wife. Yeah.
She must have said, "We've come all this way and you want to hang out with Fitzy."
I'm not
ghosting
No, I
immediately.
don't think so.
I demand a
Absolutely
ghosting.
no chance. Haven't heard from him since.
If you write back to Ryan Fitzgerald, you're not going to Leo's 50th in 5 years' time.
But what a great story if you had hooked up.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Oh God, I tell you what, this was shocking over the weekend.
What
But
happened?
you know what? I mean, I'm not religious at all, but you know what? There are people out there that say that the Lord will give them a sign, and there is a sign that He is around. Or,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
that you need to look after yourself. And there's a temple over in India, and on the way out of the temple and prayer, a lot of people gathered around something that was coming out of the wall. It was a sign from God, and it was holy water. So everyone started lining up and started bathing themselves in this holy water, started drinking the holy water, started holding their babies up to the holy water, thinking that this is a sign from God. But authorities from the temple where the statue is located have clarified since that it's merely condensation from one of the air conditioning units.
It looks like a leaking tap. Look at how seedy and mouldy it looks, and there they are gathering with tongue out, trying to lick the E. coli off that unit.
That lady's got a cup. She got a whole cup. She filled up her cup with condensation from the air conditioning unit.
Oh, yuck.
And,
I don't know what to say about
well,
it.
It's a sign from God. You get 50% off your air conditioning units at the moment.
That's a Dakin special.
It's time to get into Domain.
Steve Wall would like to have a chat to you about it.
I wonder if God would get involved with Black Friday as well, with some of the deals that are going around. I mean, air conditioning units, you could... Actually, I went in yesterday. Is that coming up? Are we a couple of weeks away from the Friday deals?
They did the pre kind of Friday, Black Friday, and now it's about to be here if you sign up or you do this.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a mate who works in retail. He has his own skate shop, and he said that it's actually bigger now than Christmas shopping.
Really?
Australia's embraced it that much.
Well, I think it's a good... look, I think that people jump on board because they think... I'm not going to wait for the Boxing Day sales. Now is a time to get in and maybe buy a few things on sale ahead of Christmas. It's tight enough as it is.
What discount is he doing on Stussy pants and Cooter Lines jumpers?
Oh, amazing. 50% off at the moment.
Wow. Has he got any...
Has he got a rug?
Decks?
I need a rug.
What else? He's got some hot
and a vacuum cleaner.
Hot.
Yeah, got any vans?
Got some golden breed,
selling vans and stuff.
Vans,
yeah, got
DCs.
Any discounts on vans?
No,
I'd love to see you. Yeah, vans are going strong. I'd love to see you in some DCs.
I could pull that off. Fitz, is he still selling? And I know Tommy's interested in this. Is he still selling rollerblades? Tommy's looking for a rollerblade and bum bag package.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. Rollerblade or skate, either.
Yeah, skate or die, man.
Skate or die?
Oh, yeah, well, I think I know which one I'd pick with you, big fella.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I love that we're doing this.
What are the chances?
Oh, my God. How can we not do what are the chances off the back of this story during the week or over the weekend? You would have seen it. Dr. Glenn Valaire, he was out fishing when he found what he couldn't believe, a man floating in the water. We need to find out more details from this man. Dr. Valaire, welcome to the show.
Oh, good morning, guys. How you going?
Oh, good morning. You were on your day off, I'm assuming, out on the water?
It was on my day off, and I was fishing with my mate Lee, and we're 20 k's out to sea.
Wow.
And we decided to head in, and we travelled 15 k's. We're about 5 k's off the coast, and my friend Lee said, "Glenn, there's someone in the water." And I said, "No way, we're in the middle of nowhere. It's a massive sea." And sure enough, there was this poor young guy who's jumped off a boat.
Well, he was a Vietnamese guy, Dr. Glenn, and this was the thing as well. Like, he was so weak at the time. It wasn't like he was waving his arms, was he?
No. He was completely spent. He'd spent 18 hours in the water, and he had the strength to lift one arm up. And my friend caught the one arm up in the air and thought it was a branch. And he said, no, there's a guy in the water. So if he put his hand up, we wouldn't have seen him. And if he didn't have a life jacket on, he wouldn't have survived. No
what
way.
are the chances?
What are the chances of surviving, but also having you there on that day?
Glenn, is it true that he had his ID, his wallet, and a packet of cigarettes strapped to him as well?
That's correct, yeah. So this young guy, I don't know what his situation was, but the poor guy must have thought...
Yeah.
That it was better that he'd jump off this boat, which was 12 to 15 metres in the air. That would have been a significant jump into the water. Had his life jacket on, packed his belongings, which was the cigarettes and his wallet, and made a swim for the land.
Was he lucky that it was you there rather than your average fisherman? Like, what did you do the moment you saw him, being a doctor yourself?
I'm not sure that made any difference that I was a doctor, but... I certainly gave him some basic first aid that everyone had done. We gave him some water. We wrapped him in a towel and a blanket for his hypothermia. It was extremely cold. And And then I just called an ambulance like anyone else would do. We rushed in.
It can be really annoying. I mean, if the depth sounder starts showing fish and you've had to rescue someone and you got a bit of Taylor running or something, or there's a couple of kingies on.
No, they were on their way back. The day was over, it sounds.
It was, but that meant that we had an extra person on board, so our fishing quota was a bit higher.
So, is it true that you did kiss him and throw him back into the sea?
No, that was definitely fake news.
Oh, Dr. Glenn, unbelievable rescue. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you, guys. We're just lucky. I'm a lucky person, and you're either lucky or good. Some people are good. Like Fissy's good at AFL.
You reckon?
Oh, well
said, Glenn.
He was lucky. I felt lucky to get the games he got, I think.
Your words, Glenn. Well done.
Yeah, my words. And Kate's a good actress, amazing actress. Won all these awards.
Oh, keep going. And what else am I good at? Come on.
Now he's all right, is he?
Probably many things, Kate, but I'm really sorry, but I don't know what Whipper's good at.
I suppose he's just lost at sea.
He's lucky. You know what? He's lucky to work with the two of us, I reckon, Glenn.
Maybe I'm just a good person, Glenn.
What are the chances?
If you're ever up here, Whipper, I'll take you fishing.
Oh,
where are you? Newey, are you?
No, I'm at Swansea in Newcastle.
Maybe I'm a good fisherman, Glenn. Who knows?
We'll you can be good luck like me.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll track you down. Lovely to hear that you're so humble.
Thanks for talking to you guys. Bye.
Thanks, great man. Love you. What are the chances this morning?
Let's go to Angela in French's Forest.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
Not too bad. You've got something to do with the races in your What Are the Chances story this morning.
Yes, I do, yes. And it probably sounded a little bit trivial after your Dr. Glenn's story, but
no, go for it.
We recently had the Melbourne Cup and obviously did the office sweepstake, and it was only a $2 job, so I put my hand in and picked out two horses, number 12 and number 19, and I said to the lady running it, I said, look, if you're struggling to sell some at the end of the day, come and, slot me. I'm good for some extra dollars for you. Anyway, so she came round to me about 5 minutes before the race and said, look, I've got, a handful of horses I can't sell. Are you good for some? I said, yeah, look, give me another two. Put my hand in and picked out the same two horses, number 12 and number 19.
Wow, meant to be.
What are the chances?
What are the chances?
That was the Quinella Ranch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got third in both sweepstakes, so that was at least good. I thought, they weren't the favourites, but they weren't nags either.
No.
But you never know with the
look, Angela, I mean, don't bother calling us if you're not saving somebody from the ocean, okay?
No, Ange, that's a great story.
Let's go to Sue in Glenmore Park. What are the chances, Sue?
Yes, hi guys. Look, I was at a Tina musical and I was sitting next to a lady and I was just chatting to her, and then turns out we were friends 40 years ago.
Oh.
So she didn't remember me, so not very memorable. Anyway.
Did you remember her?
She couldn't remember me at all. I went, "You're at my wedding, lady."
Oh my gosh!
Oh, yeah. So maybe I've just aged after 40 years.
Did you drop enough mutual friends' names to make the link?
Oh, yeah, I did. I told her all about it. We went right through the whole thing, and she went, I can't remember. I said, seriously, Sue, I've got a photo of you at my wedding.
Oh, that is so funny.
Are you sure you had the right person?
Oh, yeah, her name was Sue Murray. Yep. It was definitely the right person.
Amazing.
I just don't think I left a memorable mark.
Oh, look.
You can remember going to a wedding, don't you?
But not after 40 years.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I think there's things I don't remember from 10 years ago.
I don't remember my wedding.
Alex from Castle Hill, what are the chances, Alex?
So when I gave birth to my first daughter, the obstetrician who gave birth to me actually I'll start that again. Yeah. Both obstetricians gave birth to me and my husband.
They gave birth to you and your husband?
Delivered.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's getting weird.
No way. So in that, obviously not at the same time, but in the same hospital?
No, so the obstetrician who delivered me delivered my daughter, both my daughters, and the obstetrician who delivered my husband delivered both my daughters because I had a C-section.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, it's almost a little bit like the obstetrician that delivered William and Harry with Princess Di was the same obstetrician that delivered
It's not the same.
Kate
Because that's not...
Middleton's kids.
That's not coincidence, though. That's a royal obstetrician that was got the call up.
But could have been someone else on that day.
No, I don't think they take an obstetrician by chance.
Chances.
Unlikely.
Who's
Not
the winner
impossible, but unlikely. Am I the winner?
Everyone's the winner there. Are they in the running?
I think Glenn. I think Dr. Glenn wins.
Dr. Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Finds the guy, wins the tickets.
Get Glenn to Kid Leroy on Friday.
Love it.
Not many people know this, but Dr. Glenn gave birth to the Vietnamese guy that he found in the water as well.
Who was the obstetrician?
One of the weirder twists.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What is the worst smell on the planet? What stinks more than anything else in this world? Not your attitude, Kate Ritchie. We're not looking for that. We're looking for tangible things that you can actually smell.
Tom, your dungeon's a bit on the nose at the moment.
I think like a rotting goanna or something.
Yeah, like a dead animal.
Yeah, lizards.
Why a goanna?
Well, I'm just saying that because they're a very large lizard rather than a tiny little blue tongue. When you're out in the bush and it's hot and there's a rotting lizard, roadkill.
Have you ever gone up into your attic and realise that there's a dead possum up there?
Yeah,
that is horrible.
Oh yes, my sister has that going on in some kind of cavity in her house.
Oh no!
About a week ago, and she thinks they're pigeons.
What, dying in the walls?
The real estate agent suggested air freshener. We were like, no, you need to come over and have a smell of this.
Can I give you one more? A plastic bottle of either chocolate milk or iced coffee, right? Okay. Left in the car, heats up, and then it bursts.
Oh, don't.
And it's the rotten milk that's inside is just sprayed everywhere. That is a horrific smell.
Do you know, I went to do some yabbying one time, and I went down to the local butcher and got some, old beef shanks, and I put them in the net to catch yabbies. And when I pulled them out a few days later, the stench of the rotting flesh in the yabby trap, I've just never come across anything like it in my life until yesterday.
So how long did it take you to eat, though?
You put it on a skewer and whack it on the barbie. It'll come up fine.
I don't know if you've seen the coverage too on this rare corpse flower that's in Geelong at the moment. I know Jason Lauren at Nova Melbourne are all over this. I think they're broadcasting from the flower that kind of stinks and comes out for 24 to 48 hours, and that's it. First time there's ever been the corpse flower.
Does it usually live in Geelong, or have they brought it in especially?
No, it lives there. It's like a garden shoulder nursery. And people are lining up, hundreds of metres of people lining up to smell and get a whiff of the plant.
It's extraordinary. Gosh. Look at that. Look how amazing Mother Nature is.
Well done, Mother Nature. Yesterday...
So how often does it bloom?
I don't know.
Once a year or something.
Once
in every 10 years, I said.
Oh, my God. That's wild. What a stink. So I was out the back of my place trying to clean up the garage, and there's an old fridge that I was looking to throw out. And anyway, I thought to myself, like what you were talking about, the rotting goanna, I thought something's died in here. Something's definitely died. So I'm looking behind all this timber thinking there's going to be a rat.
Your book wasn't in there, was it?
That's where books go to die. Adult novels go to die. Whipper's Garage.
Still available at the Far Too Personal Trainer.
Apparently, what did you say? It's costing you more to send them out
Doesn't
than it
matter.
is.
we move on.
Sorry.
So anyway, then I realised I looked everywhere for a dead animal. Couldn't find a dead animal. Then I thought I'll just have a quick look in the freezer. I open it. It's a stand-up freezer. I open it.
I want one of those.
And I realised that all the bait that I have for fishing, which is kept in the top drawer of the freezer, has started to rot. And the stench and the fluid of the bait had dripped all the way down in the fridge.
What did you say? The fridge had been turned off?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Was it pilchards or what was the bait?
Pilchards, a little bit of prawn. There would have been some white bait as well.
Oh, yum, yum.
And maybe some squid.
Still good for the barbie. Like Kate said, you could...
stench was just like I opened the door and liquid fluid came out of the fridge, so flowing out of the fridge, and it just stunk. Like you won't get it out of there.
There would have been an instant complaint to the council in Rose Bay if that wafted out, that's for sure.
Bait complaint, 101. Sue him. 13 24 10. What is the worst smell on the planet? Sonia and St Clair, hello.
Hi.
What is it, Sonia?
Parvovirus has got to be the worst smell.
Parvo.
What is
I
that?
remember parvovirus, but was there an aroma to it, Sonia?
Yes, that's something that gets stuck in your nose and you just cannot get rid of it.
Hang on a second.
When you smell it, you will never forget it.
Are you in nursing?
I was, yes.
Yeah, okay. And so what is it? Are you saying that the person who has parvovirus can smell it, or you can smell it in their nose?
No, it's a virus that puppies get.
Yeah, our dog got it. Nearly
puppies
died.
get it.
Yeah.
And, it's they get diarrhea and, there's just constant gastric and it smells.
That is another good reason to get a puppy, hey?
Yeah, I know.
Well, the glands of a dog as well can, if they...
Well, Kate's friend knows how to sort of relieve a cat as well.
What?
That has a bit of tension built up.
Yeah, but that's to do with being on heat.
Parvovirus. Susan in Wollongong, can you beat the parvo? What's the worst smell, Susan?
Hi, guys. I've got a bit of a toss-up. It's either a 10-week-old coffee cup in my daughter's room or burning flesh.
Oh! Burning flesh, Susan. Who burnt themselves on the barbecue?
No, it's a little bit more detailed than that. I still work in a hospital, but about 20 years ago, in administration, and it was different days then, and the doctors would say, okay, come on, let's gown you up and get into a few surgeries. I saw a cesarean, I saw a prostate operation, and one of the surgeries was they had to actually burn the flesh off this woman. So they used like a kind of a little utensil and they burned through the flesh, and that
like a
smell
laser.
has stayed with me.
Really?
Like a laser, exactly. And that smell has stayed with me literally to this day. I can still smell the smell of that.
My old man had a switchboard blow up in his face, and that was the one thing he remembers was the smell of his flesh.
That's incredible.
And then he said a guy came in with a hose just to cool him down, but it was he turned it on and it was a high pressured hose.
Blew the burning skin off his face.
Dad said he was just going, that just really hurts, mate.
Sorry, mate, you're not putting out a fire. I've just burnt my head.
He's on the ground, smelling his own flesh, and the guy is just
got a gurney.
Just gurneying layers of skin off him.
It's not funny. And, hello, what ruined your nostrils?
Oh, my neighbour, who's quite elderly, she had to go to hospital and, unexpectedly she just got taken to hospital. But her family were actually overseas at the time and were not due back for a few weeks. I rang her daughter-in-law, and her daughter-in-law came over, and I said, look, she's been away, she's not coming back because she's going to breastfeed. So anyway, she said, look, would you come in with me? So I said, yeah, and we'll sort of get her stuff and things like that. So we went in, and there was this terrible smell. I started actually running backward out the door, gagging, right? And so we thought, what is it? What is it? It smelled like something dead or something. But we opened the fridge and there was a roast chicken in there, completely intact but covered in green fur. And it was honestly, it's the worst smell I've ever smelled. And it took ages. We opened all the doors and windows, and then we were worried about people think someone had died in there.
With enough mayo, it could have been all right in a sandwich.
And at 2 a.m. in the morning,
you know what I mean?
You don't want to wander in.
Oh, thanks.
Can we take one more? Andrew in the Sutherland Shire. What's the worst smell, Drew?
When the trucks come around in the morning and they pump out the grease traps out of a restaurant.
Oh, really? The grease trap out of a restaurant.
Yeah, like it's got all food scrap, grease, everything into these big traps where restaurants keep it, and then the truck comes around and pumps it out, and it just wafts through the neighbourhood.
A mate of mine left Macca's once, and as a bit of a joke, the other guys picked up the bucket of pickle juice and threw it on him on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
He could not get that smell off his skin for days.
Don't.
Juice.
Don't.
I don't mind pickle juice.
Inga's given us a call. Inga, tell us about Tom's undies on a Friday.
That's my wife. And that's
So childish.
You're laughing.
And so ridiculous because you wouldn't be able to catch him.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.